Hey, hi everybody, my name is Kenneth Kwan and together I'm here with Jessica Kriegel, from Culture Partners. So today we're going to talk about culture and why is it so important in organizations. So Jessica, what are your views on it?
Well, culture is what gets you results. Culture isn't something that's just nice to have. It's not about the perks that makes employees happy. I mean, sometimes culture makes people happy, but that's not the purpose of culture. Purpose is the driving force of getting your business results. And that is because the way that we define culture is it is the experiences that we share that lead to the beliefs we have about the work that we're doing, about each other, about the importance and the impact of what we do. And those beliefs drive our actions, and our actions are what get results. So culture is everything to achieving the business results, the financial results that you're trying to achieve.
I love the way you talk about it, because a lot of times companies, when they think about culture, it's about maybe like a few days there'll be like free food, there'll be perks, and it's really talking about how you build a sustainable culture that drives results. I love it. I'm just curious, because sometimes leaders think that culture is a very flaky thing. They sometimes don't know where to start. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice on how do you actually start building culture?
Yeah, culture always starts with purpose. We need to care about why we are working. We need meaning in the work that we're doing. And so we have to have a really strong and impactful purpose statement. It's also known as a mission statement. It's the reason we wake up in the morning and we're excited about the work that we're doing. If you don't have a very clear purpose, and also super important, if your employees don't know what that purpose is, it's basically like not having a purpose statement. So you have to have a strong purpose statement. Your employees need to know what it is, and that means leaders need to start thinking of themselves as chief reminding officers. Your job is to repeat the purpose over and over and over and over again so that employees know what it is. That will motivate them in order to be able to achieve the results that you're trying to achieve.
Right. So how do we move viewpoints of like culture is equals to renaming our meeting rooms,
How do you get away from that?
Yeah, like integrity room,
Yeah.
like core values. Because some people just think that culture is about core values,
Yeah.
Is it just about core values or is it more than just core values?
Well, it depends on if your core values are in action. A lot of value statements are, like you said, they're meeting room names, or they are just on a piece of paper somewhere on a wall, they're in a PowerPoint deck somewhere, and they're not actually activated.
Yeah.
Culture is what brings those values to life. We like to elevate the way we think about values to be cultural beliefs. What are the key cultural beliefs that will drive our actions? The beliefs we intentionally want to create that drive those actions that get us results. When we do those things, then we really start to activate culture.
Yeah, okay, one last question. What's the business case for culture? I mean, what you talk about makes sense, it's really interesting, but why do we need to pay so much attention to culture? I mean, can you just share some business results of companies that are intentional in developing culture?
Yeah, absolutely. Your results, your financial results, will be achieved through culture or not achieved through culture. So the business case is, if you want to be successful, culture is the key. It should be self-explanatory, but for so many leaders who think culture is about perks and benefits, they don't see the value. They don't realize that this is the motivating driver of what gets us impacts. For example, we had a client that wanted to be more innovative, and they could not get their employees to think creatively and be innovative. The reason was there was a belief in many of those employees' thoughts that they were not welcome to innovate because innovation requires risk, and they thought they would get in trouble if they did something wrong and they made a mistake and they failed. So the leadership needed to think about, okay, if we want people to innovate, we need them to believe that we embrace risk-taking. We're willing to take risks and to fail. And so leaders then had to create intentional experiences to develop those beliefs, which led to more innovation, which led to more results. And in fact, that particular client created $2 billion in product revenue that was from new products in 1 year alone. So it gets results. It's what leads to financial differences.
Wow, so I hope that this has started your journey to really reconsider, to think a lot more about your culture and how you can be more intentional in building, in your strategies to develop culture. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing your insights.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.